tarot friends, we are finishing up watching Tarot Oracle. That's his music you might have heard in the background a minute ago. And then I got these 2 packages to unbox. Oh, Morgan Greer. I need Morgan Greer is one that I don't have yet, but I can't wait to get it. Morgan Greer, totally since I'm bouncing off of Tarot Oracle's video and I'm in the live chat there, somebody just mentioned a friend who reads the Morgan Greer deck. So I was saying earlier that I have the Aquarian Tarot, and those Morgan Greer and the Aquarian are they're kind of similar but a little different from each other, but they are both kind of zoomed in. They're both from either the 60s or the 70s, when there was sort of a tarot renaissance kind of thing going on, probably with the hippies, all that alternate spirituality. Anyway, but from, I've heard and I see somebody's asking how to find my channel. Okay, Andrew's gonna somebody else. I think if you click on my name, it will show you. Otherwise, search Ultraviolet Morgan Tarot. I should come up. Sorry, I'm just kind of doing this, what do you call, I'm in a transitional period right here. What was I just in the middle of saying, and then I got distracted? So I guess the Morgan Greer has more facial expressions. It's a little warmer emotionally, so I think I'm gonna dig that a little bit more, because I am an empath, so one day I was looking for sad faces on pictures of sad faces for some reason on Google, and it might have been, I don't know if I was looking for a certain piece of artwork or something, I don't know. I was looking at sad faces, and I'm going through all these sad faces, and I was just like, oh, this is starting to make me feel really sad just looking at all these sad faces. So then I looked for happy faces, and I started to feel better. even smiley faces, just like the yellow smiley face, just looking at a lot of smiley faces just definitely made me feel better than looking at a lot of sad faces, even if they're emoji type. So, alright, I got it. Okay, I'm kind of flipping over to this channel on my phone. I think I just had my... There we go. Right on cue, my child is yelling at me. What, Journey? Journey! Oh boy. You're gonna have to grab something that's available. Here we go. Here I am. Alright, let's see. Oh, your brother called. Oh, well, you gotta take care of family. It's alright. Hi, Andrew. Alright, so let's just do it. Let's get opening. Alright, so here's something else. And I am guessing that this is the Tarot of the Dragons, And this is the Martian Oracle. Because oracles generally don't only come in big. It's funny because oracle cards are usually bigger, but tarot decks are bigger because I think it comes with a bigger book. So let's just keep it here while the getting's good. I ordered. So my neighbor told me that the government issues free COVID tests. So I thought, okay, I should have some of those on hand. I went online and I ordered a set. Like, I don't know, they're like, we'll send you 4 or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then they're like, if you haven't ordered like 3 or 4 times or whatever, you can order some more. Do you want some more? And I was like, sure, I'm here, whatever. And then they came and there was 2 in each package. And I was opening. Like, I don't know. Hi, let me try this. Maruta Kellers. Did I get your name right? Oh, here comes the JoJo. Journey! Okay, honey, I told you I was going to come up here and film a video. Okay, well, there's things down there that you can get. There's even chips. There's spicy chips. Yes. There's bananas. No. What? I am not making ramen noodles right now. You can wait and I can make them in a little bit. Then you're going to have to eat some cold bread that you like. Or something that's down there. Alright, let's see. Yes, I was right. Tarot of the Dragons. Sean Mackenzie. Take a divine flight through tarot with dragons at your side. So gotta give a shout out to Tarot Oracle, and otherwise known as T.O. on YouTube, who recently just did a video of this walkthrough, or walkthrough of this deck or whatever. And I was just like, I need it. I need it now. I mean, I was like, I think I was like just watched it when I just woke up. So I'm guessing that's not a good idea because it makes you want to, what's that called? When you buy things, impulse buy. And so, yeah, so that's what I did. I impulse bought this. So we blame Tarot Oracle on YouTube. And, check out his channel if you haven't already. And let's open. Let's open it up. There was another one, Angel Wisdom, I think, that I watched him do a video of, and I was just like, I need that deck. And I love it, and I really love the art on it. I love the way that it's put together. I love the keywords. I love the... Well, I can't remember the book now. But, okay, so, I mean, I love the deck. I don't use it that much. But I really like it. But I have so many, and I've had times where I've had to kind of clean up and, just move things. And they kind of get pushed out of sight. So, anyway. Yep, that one was another one that I just was like, I need this right away. And I have a, right? It's gorgeous. I have a tarot, wish list already with 100 decks on it. And I made it a few years ago, so it doesn't even have really new things on it. And it's my official wish list. And it's I'm not even getting the things on my official wish list. I mean, I've gotten some, but it's still pretty long. And I'm just like, boom, I need this brand new flashy thing. So I forgot, I want to read the back. Dragons are legend incarnate. They are keepers of ancient lore, Yes, I'm on board. I either was a dragon in a past life or will be one in a future life for sure. And trusted guiders to the mystic ways of the tarot. Now their boundless wisdom comes to you in this stunning Rider-Waite Smith base deck. Tarot of Dragons filters classic symbolism through a draconic lens, making your readings sizzle with new energy. Sizzle, because, it's fire. Do featuring Ferret Soul Hands, gorgeous illustrations, and a full color companion book by dragon expert Sean McKenzie. This deck will ignite your passions, focus your heart and mind, and illuminate your path from chaos to enlightenment. Well, that's some big promises. Yeah, I have some angel decks, and one reason that I don't know if this is maybe I should move the screen up a little more. So I try to keep it down so they're not really in the picture. That's a little better. There we go. Try it out. What was I saying? Okay, so there I am. my house dress or whatever. It's actually just a swimsuit cover up that I just decided to lounge in today. Anyway, yeah, I got some angel decks because in the beginning I got some because I thought, if I read for people, some people really like angel decks. I was like, I'm not into angel decks, but a lot of people are, and I was thinking about reading for a hotline, and I was really close to doing it, and I just kind of dropped the ball on it. I tried it anyway. That doesn't matter. But anyway, no problem, Andrew. But you can't hear me say no problem, Andrew. So I guess I'll type it. Thank you. Maruta? Is that your real name? Or a name you came up with for YouTube? One thing you'll learn about me is that I just lose my train of thought right in the middle of whatever I'm saying. Oh, it's Latvian. I think I had I worked at a place when I lived in Lansing. I worked at a gas station, and there was a guy there named George who I think was Latvian descent or whatever. I think that's where he was from. Anyway, yeah, I was like, nah, I'm not really into angel decks, but they were really popular. People liked to get angel readings. So I thought, well, I should at least have a few in case it's requested. I have it available. And I was like, no, I don't care about the safe, sweet, nice decks that don't have anything offensive. But if I'm reading for someone, they might. So I kind of went with an eye for what a reader might appreciate or like or whatever. So I got a few. And then Doreen Virtue went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And I was like, ooh, I want all her decks. I think they'll probably be worth something someday. I really wouldn't have been interested in them. They were really too sweet for me. But then when that happened, I was like, yes. So I bought a few. And some of them are actually really good. I have some Oracle decks of hers that I really like. One of them's gemstones, angel decks, of course. It's gemstone angels, I think. Yeah. Her angel tarot, the main one, the art doesn't really connect that well, but it's okay. It's okay. My dad's name is Juris, which translates to George. That's so cool. My favorite singer is George Michael, who passed away 6 years ago on Christmas Day. Sad. Yeah, a lot of people were like, they don't want their Doreen decks. I'm like, send them to me. Nobody sent their decks to me other than people I bought them from. I did buy some secondhand. I bought some firsthand or whatever. And then one of them is really, really, really popular, and I didn't get it, and it's shoot, romantic something or other. And oh my gosh, George Michael is my heart. Romance Angels, maybe. You can't get that now. It's really expensive unless you get like a ripoff one on AliEx or whatever it's called. Which, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't really feel bad about it if it's Doreen Virtue that she doesn't want the money anyway, you know. Yeah, because I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Her, I mean, she bothers me, but her decks don't bother me. She made them at a different time in her life, so you know. Oh my! Look at this big old chunky book. So there was a video once somebody did. This is a unboxing, look through, and chat. So that's in the title, so you know it's chatting. But I watched a video once that was like stereotypical deck unboxing videos, and it was so funny. It was like just going through all the things, like looking through knock on the box, show the whole box, show all the angles, read the back, you know, all these things, like look through the book extensively, and all these things, like before you even get to the cards, which is true. And then sometimes, not everybody does that, but whenever I see someone doing that, it kind of just makes me laugh. But this is gorgeous. Look at this. Look at how gorgeous this is. So you get like one page for each card, and I'm guessing this is the picture on the card, but it's like extended out. That's just amazing. That is just amazing. And it looks like a good, you know, deal of information on each card. You know, I'm not new, so I do like information for newbies because I always feel like maybe there's something that I haven't heard before. Maybe I need to be reminded of something. Oh, it's a mirror image. I will look. First of all, oh my gosh, freaking gorgeous. Well, it's not a mirror. It's not a mirror image because look, at least it's not on this one. There's the Fool and it's facing the same way, but it's definitely an extension beyond where the card is, so that's groovy. What was I saying? I'm not, I'm not brand new. I do like to read the books and stuff, and like the newbie information, and not be like, oh, I already know that, because you can really miss out on stuff. But I think whether you're new or not, this can sometimes apply. I don't think, in my opinion, it's cool like when you have a really deep dive book and there's a whole lot, like 3 pages on every card, yada yada. But like the Wild Unknown has a little book and just, a little paragraph on each one, or 2 paragraphs. And I mean, I feel like that's fine because I don't solely rely on the book. The book is just like a jumping off point. Like the book is just to get me thinking and moving into the card and, engaging with my intuition and, whatever else kind of. So yeah, I don't know if I bent it or if it was bent, but there's a big bend in it, and it could have been me because I wasn't really paying attention just now. I don't think it was though, but it's fine. It's not that bad. With books, I mean, I do obviously like them to be in good condition, but I'm kind of okay with. I'm also very okay. I buy old books that are falling apart, or I get them free, and I love secondhand books, and I love secondhand cards. And I love, I mean, people hate this. It bugs the crap out of them, and I don't understand why, but they have, their issues. I love underlining and writing in a book. People are bothered by it. And it's like, if I can read the words, then I don't care, for one. But I think it's really interesting. It's just the way my mind works. It's interesting to me to see what someone else thought was important enough to underline, what their thoughts were that they wanted to write in the side. I've got one book, it doesn't really have thoughts on the side. It's like, it's just like subheaded all the way through, which is like really useful as a resource, I mean, God, who cares about the cards? The book is just really gorgeous. This would be a really great, big hardcover, coffee table book of this. No different. Maybe take the words right off and just 2-page layout of the card. That'd just be beautiful. Anyway, let me see. Andrew, before I found Tio's channel, I took a couple online courses. One of them even briefly covered the Doreen Virtue drama. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah. You know what? You're going to tell me about these. Either here, or you could do a video, but maybe you don't want to. But I'm interested in what courses you took and what, you thought of them. Yes, and I like it. Annotated books are awesome too. I'm just a nerd, so I like study material, I guess, and I do really like seeing into other people's heads, I guess. She politely described that Doreen Virtue had this change of heart and disavowed her decks. Oh, that is a very polite way of saying it. She also said that some people stopped using them because of all that. Yeah. Yeah, she was like, she told people to throw her books away, her decks away, and that's probably why I was like, these are gonna, I wouldn't throw my deck away, even if I didn't want to read it. Oh, hi, you're okay, Andrew. Don't have to apologize. It's like, I don't know, it's like, okay, if we're mad at her, why are we doing what she wants? She's like, throw all my decks away, burn them, whatever. No, you're not the boss of me, lady. No. Yeah. And then the idea that everyone's going to burn them, that's how things go up in value. They get more rare, Jeez. People just don't think. Anyway, let me look at this book some more. And I know, the cards. Look at this wheel. Just beautiful. God. What do you think of my... I guess you were on the phone when I was saying this book is so gorgeous they can make into a coffee table book with or without the words. Just make it a little bigger, big square hardcover, and just have a 2-page spread of art. It's gorgeous. I don't even know. Okay, so I was looking to see it was talking, so I forgot what I was doing. Yeah, I wanted to see what kind of information was in the book. Let me see what Andrew's saying. Yeah, he spent all, yeah. Her decks were generally pretty cheap, but if you bought a lot of them, but even so, if I've been using this, even if I wasn't going to use it anymore, it would go into a box or on a shelf or something. And everybody else who wants to throw theirs away, thank you for raising the price of mine. Let's see. There were comments about Teal liking girly decks. My 3 Oracle decks are Sacred Forest, Oracle of the Unicorns, and Pegasus Oracle. Those sound awesome. I don't think I've seen any of those. You should definitely do. If you ever decide, it's been 6 months, Andrew, since you've made a video. I know you have a busy life, but I'm gonna have to, get on your case about it. Yeah, it's funny because I noticed that about Tio a long time ago. I was like, he likes really girly decks, and actually a lot of guys I think like girly decks. Guys like girly things, like girls. It's people always act like guys don't like pink, which it's more popular now for guys to wear pink. It's obviously they do like pink. if they like it on us, they don't dislike it, you know? So, but yeah, I noticed he likes girly decks and he likes pretty deck. You know, he's really about the art. And to me, like, I mean, who doesn't love a beautiful deck? I do, but the journey begins, which is so awesome because that's my son's name, Journey. Getting acquainted with your dragons. Okay, I'm digging it. The art of acquisition, basic care. Oh, it even says some people insist that it is best to be gifted a new deck. This is a wonderful idea, but how I got my first deck. Low some 40 years ago. Oh, and how she did get hers. But if your wish list is being ignored, don't despair. There is power in choice too, and thus selecting your own deck is its own act of contagious magic, right? I bought my daughter her first deck, and I'm so excited. She's just starting getting into it, so you know it's probably gonna be really frustrating for a while. I got her the Wild Unknown. I got some more decks I want to get her, but I'm giving her time to work with this one. So, getting acquainted with your dragons, energy flow, basic care, good stuff. So this is obviously a good deck for beginners. Major Arcana. Wasn't there something about history of tarot? I'll tell you. Yes, there is a whole chapter here. Brief history of tarot. Now, when I first got my tarot books, I was still like, I read them front to back, And I'm going to tell you, like, I read the history of tarot part because that's where it was in the book, but at the time, I really did not care. I'm way more interested now in tarot history than I was in the beginning. In the beginning, I'm like, no, I want to learn how to read the tarot. I don't just want to know a bunch of things about each card. Like, tell me how to read the tarot, which I always found lacking, even in beginner books. It's just, some of it you just kind of have to muddle through and figure out, but yeah. So if I was ever going to write a tarot book, if I was going to put any history in it, I'd put it at the end. Because also, I don't know why, but I don't like it when the very last page of the book is the last tarot card in the deck. Like, I want there to be something after, a little more extra meat in the back. What can I say? That's just my preference. Oh my god. I mean, these are gorgeous. These are obviously the cards, but pictures are huge compared to the cards, so it might be better to look at the book. And I'm going to have to look at your comments in a minute here. Hopefully I'm not leaning over so much that my top of myself is falling out of my dress, although who knows, maybe that'll get me more views. Okay, Sire of Swords. So this says chapter 5, working with dragons, tarot spreads. Okay, Celtic cross. Let me see. I always check. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Oh. Okay. I'm really picky about my Celtic cross, and I want everyone to read it the way I do. And I understand everyone reads tarot their own way, and some people don't even like the Celtic cross, but I'm really, really picky. So I always check to see, do they put the Celtic cross in the order that I prefer, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10. And part of it is that is the way Waite does it, and also because I struggled with it for the longest time with all the different variations, and I finally, like, this is the way it makes sense. Plus, this was the easier way to remember because Waite says, also I just think there's a lot of value in the Celtic cross, and I think one thing that's overlooked, I've never really heard anyone say, is there's 10 cards in the Celtic cross. 10 is the number for tarot. There's 10 number cards in each suit. There's 10, basic 10 numerology. There's 10 cards in the Celtic cross. Like, if you could be teaching how to read the Celtic cross and talking about the numerology that's in the cards, So, anyway. So, this covers him, this crosses him, and this crowns him. So, number one, that's the 3 C's. So, that's, helps me remember when I was learning 3 C's. Then you have the 3 B's. So, you've got this is below him, this is behind him, this is before him. Also, I've never seen that anywhere, but to me, that just made it easier for me. And then also, if you're thinking about A, numerology, and B, storytelling, 1, 2, 3, here's your plot. Basically, here's your situation, here's your, your conflict, and here's your end goal. So that's how you tell a story. That's the beginning right there. Then, then you go down here. Now you're like, okay, now we've got to establish this. So now we're going to do backstory. So this is your foundation. And then now we're going to tell you what happened, just right before the current situation and where that leads. So that's your plot. Did I say this was the plot? Whatever you want to call it. This is your this is your not your narrative. This is your plot. This is your like chronological narrative. I don't know, whatever. And then the next 4, which were really hard to learn, were other elements. Like this is your sort of narrative elements, and these are your other elements. Like this is your main character because this is him. This is your house, so this is your setting. This is his house. So it's the setting. It's what's happening around him, his surroundings. And then the hopes and fears. Some people use it differently. But hopes and fears. So now you got like the internal dialogue and the outcome, obviously. So yeah. So okay. Yeah, I know, right? Shorter readings. I'm always like, I don't know. I just have this love of the Celtic cross, and I feel like people shouldn't be intimidated by it, which I'm not saying you are just because you like short. You might just like short. But also, like, okay, so the other thing with the tarot, with the Celtic cross, is that you can read it in a linear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fashion, but you can also read it non-linearly. Can't get that out. And even when I was first learning, I would lay out the Celtic cross, and I would be like, at some point, I was like, hey, there's so many cards here. You don't have to actually read every one of them. You can still do a short. And also, I even, when I was learning it too, the 1, 2, 3, that could be a reading. Like, this is your situation. This is your problem. This is what you want out of it. And then you could draw like another card for outcome or advice, or you could do outcome and advice, or advice and outcome, or whatever. But I mean, there's a reading right there. You got your past, present, and future is right in there. You got your subconscious. You can read 3, 1, 4, or 3, 1, and 2, 4. You can read whatever. So you can read them in all different ways. And you can, yes, it is. It can be, for sure. And it took, a while, but I don't know. I just feel like it was worthwhile for me to learn it, even though it was complex, or maybe because it is, but, and because I don't like, so the Celtic cross makes so much sense to me because it's like visually what it is. Like the positions have meanings based on their physical positions, as well as I think they match up with numerology. Although the staff part, I'm working out the details, but I'll do something about it someday. But yeah, get me started on the Celtic cross, man. So the you got cards going around, you got cards to the side, so you can kind of see which cards, like which way people are looking. That's one thing that I learned in the beginning of kind of a way to interpret cards, which I haven't used that in a long time, but it was useful in my learning stages. And also, once you get it cracked, and it was hard, especially because every version of Celtic Cross and every book that I had was different, and so I had to make it make sense in my head. And once I did, it also became like more than that. It became more like 3-dimensional, because you can read, so 3 is your desired outcome and 10 is your outcome. And then 6 is like the immediate future. So you can kind of read 3, 6, 10 and sort of see a story there, or a storyline. You can read different threads that all are connected to the same reading. And as I was saying, I would lay down the cards when I was first learning, and it just occurred to me to read the cards first rather than reading them in order. First read the ones that I knew. First read the ones that just popped up at me as like knowing right away what they meant. And then kind of, working around the other ones. And I find that when I have a hard time, just a minute, honey, when I'm having a hard time with a spread or a reading, and like say I'm like, oh, this card, I'm not really sure what I think about this card yet. And then I go to card 2, and card 2 makes sense to me. And as I'm explaining 2, like the light bulb will go off and be like, oh, okay, so this makes sense in light of what, this says. So I have to check some of your guys' comments. You guys have been saying stuff forever. Make sure everything's decent here. I have Magic of Unicorns Oracle. Is it awesome? And keep in mind, when I get down to your comment, I won't remember I asked you that, so you'll have to tell me what is awesome. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna say Tio likes the pretty decks, and of course I like pretty decks, but also I look more for what can I learn from the deck, and what kind of new outlook is it giving. So it's way more than just the appearance of the deck. That, I mean, if a deck has sort of a point of view that I like, the art can be basic, So anyway, I saw an eBay auction. This is Andrew, for a whole lot of Doreen Virtue decks put together. Sorry, the buy now price was $666.66. Right? Somebody, if I had it, I'd click on it, man. They put the devil's number on it, right? She did say it was all devil, so I think someone was processing some feelings. Yeah, they were. Plus, they were dumping it off. At least they didn't sell it for $6.66. Although I'd go fast. Hello, Crystal Raven Rose. I'm doing an unboxing, but I haven't even got to the cards. Well, and also it's just a chat, so yeah. My daily read is a 5-card horseshoe. I saw that, Andrew. I saw that you did a horseshoe spread on one of your videos, and so that was one you liked. The horseshoe, it's took me a really long time to even kind of check it out, and it intrigues me. But since I have the Celtic Cross actually memorized and not the horseshoe memorized, the Celtic Cross is actually easier for me, even though it's 10 cards. And when I applied for the to work on the hotline, just a minute, Journey. Okay, honey, you're gonna have to get something that you like, or you're gonna have to wait. And that's the only thing I can say. Oh boy, he's mad. Shoot, I forgot what his name. He's 7. He just turned 7. I forgot what I was saying. I was like right at Celtic Cross, memorized. Could just lay it out. Oh, right. When I was applying for the hotline, I was doing Celtic Crosses on everything. So I did a Celtic Cross, and even Gia was like, "That's too many cards." She's like, "Just lay down 6 or 7 or something." And I'm like, in my head, I didn't argue with her, but I'm like, but a Celtic Cross is only 3 more cards than that. I mean, to me, it's like it's just a couple of more. But and when I read for people with a Celtic Cross, yeah, it can take a long time if you want to be thorough and go through that thing. So yeah, I mean, everyone reads differently. Some people read with each card is like 1 word or 2, and some read where each card is a half a book. You can guess for me because I'm kind of a rambler. So, and that was another thing I realized too, is that all the cards don't have to have the same amount of information. You can get the smallest amount of, you can get a tiny little piece of information from one card and a whole bunch from another. So the other thing I liked with doing the 10 card, like I said, is when I didn't know a lot of cards, some cards that I knew would show up, and even if I didn't read all the cards, I could get a lot of information from the ones that I did know. And I could skip the other ones if I wanted to, when I was practicing and learning. And if you were doing it on a hotline or anything, no one would know how many cards you put down. Or, talking to somebody on the phone. Or even if they're looking at it and they don't know how you're reading it, they don't know that you're not reading every single card. It sounds like it's cheating, but we can do what we want. So anyway, Andrew said my daily read is the 5 card. Celtic Cross is really nice during special occasions. Yeah, it's good, especially if you want to just really dig in. I'm a digger, so I guess that's why. I should look at settling into a single Celtic Cross. Maruta said, I never thought of doing that, but I don't know what I was saying at the time. So pretty. Magic or unicorns is messages spreading on the card. Cool. If you want to feed your baby, we could come back in a few. Oh, yeah, I think in a second I might just go get him something and just we put you on hold or whatever. Simon from the Hermit's Cave a couple times has had to excuse himself, and we just hang out and chat. There's something called 5 Dragons. I don't know what it is. Oh, cool. All right. Oh, man. 5 Dragons. That's the same number of cards as the horseshoe, right? And there's the dragon's tail. So anyway, I'm happy that the book puts the Celtic Cross the way that I prefer it. And the last chapter is also got Journey's name in it. Journey without N, which is really true about tarot. So, when I come back, I'll open these cards. But just to show you the inside of the box is amazing. And then at the bottom, we get this dragon's eye. It's pretty cool. Oh, nice backs. All right, yeah. I'll go feed the baby. I'm gonna just put this down some. I think you can still see. I don't want to leave you with like nothing to look at. No. I only cover up so much of that gorgeous freaking dragon. All right. Here we go. I'll be back. Come on, Journey. I'm gonna eat some song. Food. Journey. Okay. I'm not gonna eat any food. Journey. 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 When did you go downstairs? I thought you were still behind the. And a banana for me, just like T.O. said he was going to go have. It's such a gorgeous book, man. I can do this. I've done that before. Let's just put... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There, now I am my purple backdrop. So you can see the book. You can even tip the book apart. Why didn't I think of this sooner? I was late to the stream because I was making a huge pot of tuna salad. Probably lunch and dinner tomorrow. Tuna salad. Oh, tuna salad. I was thinking tuna casserole. So my friend makes tuna casserole, but she makes it cold, which is good. Like, it's good as a cold salad, but it's not good as a warm. And then she made it for my middle son, and he went and put it in the microwave because she didn't know any better. And we're like, no, that's why it's not any good. Don't do that. Well, yeah. Journey likes specific things only, but luckily some of those things are pretty cheap. One of those being cold white bread. It's one of his favorite things. And he also likes toast. So he has his things, I have mine. But I've been eating a lot of salad because I feel better when I eat a lot of produce. And salad can be as cheap or expensive as you want because, I tend to go for stuff that's cheaper. And also I have stuff that's like backup, like great value tilapia. They say tilapia is not a good fish to eat, but it's inexpensive and I like it. So I get it. And it's like, I don't know what to have. I'll just thaw out some of this fish and whatever can of vegetables is around, or, yeah. We're all figuring out cheap ways to eat, aren't we? Bananas are great. Like, they're super cheap. Even bananas are more than they used to be, but they're still a good value. Anyway. I brought a fork, but I don't know if it's going to help me any. Yes, I think so. Let's just try not to stab myself. I'm going to stab myself. People, you guys have 911 on speed dial, and then call and say, I don't know where she's at, but she's in need of some first aid. Oh yeah, Aldi's is a great place to shop. You can get spaghetti sauce there for $1, and I personally really like their spaghetti sauce. But I also like pasta plain. And also, though, I'm finding, like, I'll just, instead of even doing it with sauce, I'll just get, like, flavored canned tomatoes, diced, and toss, and you can use it for 2 or 3, batches or whatever. Put the rest in something in the fridge. And I'll just toss it with that, and then you can add some, I don't know, peas, some type of vegetable that's small, if that's your thing, or onions, or, whatever you have on hand, or, zucchini. That's perfect right there. Some zucchini, some canned tomatoes, and then just some, like, Italian spice mix. Voila, chef's kiss. easy, cheap. Hard-boiled eggs, yeah. I throw like a hard-boiled egg in my salads sometimes to have some protein and because they're good. Or sometimes I'll even do like a kind of a brunch or whatever that's basically like 2 hard-boiled eggs. I really like hard-boiled eggs. I used to hate eggs. I used to only like eggs. I used to always say I only like eggs if they're in cake. But I always liked deviled eggs. Even when I didn't like eggs. I love spaghetti. It's literally like my favorite food and it's so simple. I used to have spaghetti with just butter and lots of Parmesan and pepper and garlic powder. Yeah. I throw some garlic powder on it and some Parmesan. I think I like Parmesan better when it's on the like buttered noodles than when it's on the sauce. I don't like it as much on the sauce. But I like it on buttered. When I was a kid, I would there was a time I don't think I liked sauce. I just ate them buttered. And then when I started eating the sauce, I would always have a plate of buttered first. And I kind of still do that because even though I like the sauce, like I love just the buttered noodles. And you can do it with macaroni noodles too. Macaroni noodles are pretty awesome. Like you know, get a big box of them for pretty cheap and just make up however much you need at a time. And then if you're making a soup or any other kind of thing, you can just like throw a handful in. You can do that with rice too. I buy Great Value bone broth, comes in a box, and I'll use it to turn my leftovers into some kind of soup. But just start throwing stuff in there. That's fun. Tastes delicious. The bone broth is amazing. Let's see. And also, they have like little bags of frozen vegetables that are like the steamers that are like $1 for a bag. And you can get mixed vegetables. It's probably not the cheapest like way to buy them, but it's still a good deal. Like, okay, I needed 5 for the week, right? We'll say. And you can probably save a little bit from each one, you know. Those are awesome. And then, whatever else. But yeah. And rice, if you can eat rice, which I love rice, but I don't eat it that much, but it's pretty cheap and easy to make on the side. Vegetable, rice, and whatever you're doing over for your main. Yeah, those steamers are good. They are so good. Back when they first had only had like one brand was making them before they even got to the knockoffs, I think. My ex, who was not my ex at the time, he got the peas, right? And he was like, you have to taste these peas. They are so good. And I'm like, they're peas. They can only be so good. Like, they can't be as good as what your voice is saying because they're peas. Like, there's a limit to how good peas can be, right? Yeah, and I tried them and I was like, oh my God, they're so good. I love spaghetti. I love pasta. My neighbor made me, what is that? It's like tube shaped and it's stuffed the other day. Well, she made it for herself. She brought me one. It was good. One noodle. So here's the fool. Let me see. So this is really cute. The fool. I can look at the book. So I can look and show you, right? Now you're thinking. So here's the fool, right? So we've got the main dragon. He's on a cliff like the Rider-Waite-Smith. Instead of a dog, we've got this cute little like snow leopard. It's gorgeous. Not rigatoni. It's the name of the dish when you stuff pasta. I can't think of it. Yeah, you're right. I mean, canned peas, that's pretty much disgusting unless maybe for soup or something. I don't know. Maybe. He's holding the white rose in his mouth. So we got our white rose. And then there's two little baby dragons flying up above, which I feel like they could be interestingly meaningful. Now, the only thing is he's walking off a cliff, but he's a dragon, so we know he can fly, right? So it's not really that reckless of him. But down below, there's streams running through the mountain. So I think that could be, for sure, meaningful. There's the card. There's the book, I don't know. It seems like it's better just to show you the book because the image is so much bigger. The shaman. Okay, so we have a shaman instead of a instead of the magician, we have a shaman. That's pretty cool. This is a really powerful looking too. It's an Asian dragon, which I have an Asian dragon tattoo on my shoulder. I might just lean over and show you guys in a minute because it's some good work. It doesn't have any coloring yet, but look at this. We've got our wand. I love how the magician's tools are really prominent in this card because even on the card, they're really prominent. Here's the coin, here's the wand, here's the sword. What are we missing? The cup, and there's the cup. So that's awesome. And then get this smoky thing and this ball for I would assume it's a crystal ball, scrying ball. That is just fantastic. And then there's this stone that's like obelisk-ish. I'm having a hard time with those words again. So sort of a masculine deal going on there. Yeah. He looks really ferocious and really wise and really nice, really gorgeous. Here's the backs, by the way. And T.O. always does it. I don't. It'll move more or less depending on where you hold the card. I don't put a lot of stock in that. I get it, but it's more effective when you can see it in person, in my opinion. It doesn't translate that well on video. So I'm going to see about scooching down to show off my tat. Let's see what everyone's saying. Oh, yeah. Earlier you said pepper and garlic powder. So, yeah, I'll do, and salt. You got to have a little salt on it, in my opinion. So I'll do like Parmesan, fresh ground pepper, garlic salt. I prefer garlic powder for cooking and garlic salt for non-cooked, but when I cook I might use them both. And then Italian. And what's the other thing? Oh, I've got like a table, a non-salt table seasoning thing, so I'll add that in too, and that's usually pretty good. Manicotti. That's right. That is correct. Let's see. Let's get my hair out of the way. Here's the big tattoo reveal. Can you see it? I'm trying to see if it's all showing up correctly. It's kind of hard to see the dragons because they need some coloring, but they're rising up from smoke. So this is a memorial tattoo of my baby daddy, my two oldest children. And I don't know what I was going to do. I had no idea. My daughter said, why don't you do a book, because you both like to read. So I was looking for book tattoos online, and I found the book with the pages curled over into a heart shape. I don't know if you can see that. And it's really hard to see it, but there's a heart shape on the page itself. And then I kind of, that wasn't really enough. And we met playing D&D, so I decided to put some dragons coming up out of the smoke. Oh, okay. I wonder if I can get a little closer, if it'll show better. So I can only go live. I don't have enough subscribers to go live from my phone. I can only do it from my tablet. And oh, that's better, right? And the quality isn't quite as good. So there you should be able to see the heart. Thank you. And now you can see the dragons way better too. And once I get color, I think what I want is, so he is a Leo and I am a Pisces. So I want to do, one of them is going to have like red, orange, and yellow coloring. And one of them will have for fire because it's a fire sign. And then Pisces is water. So I want to do like blue, teal, and green. And then have the book be like those colors and then blend in the middle to purple. And then I don't know how I'm going to have this smoke. Because I don't want, maybe the smoke will be purple. I'm not sure. Because I don't want to do the smoke like the same color as the dragon. Maybe the smoke could be the third color. I could leave the smoke kind of no color. Or actually, this was supposed to, the dragons were supposed to not have a hard outline. They were supposed to be just the color, but he forgot or something. I don't know. But it's still good. He's really good. Like, I wish you could see it even more clear because it's like he's been doing this for decades. But oh, and this, I can't remember exactly if it was an infinity, not an infinity symbol, but this has a meaning that I forgot. A spiral. Yeah, so I'm like hesitant. One reason I'm hesitant to do the color is because it's like I can't, I don't know, I'm worried that it's not going to turn out the way I want it. Or, like, that turned out fine, but then I'm worried about the colors for some reason, but I will get it eventually. All right, so now I got to readjust everything. This seems about right. So once I get 1,000 subscribers, then I can go live on my phone. I can't film on my phone because I just don't have a lot of space on my phone. And I'm 150 subscribers away from 500. So from being halfway there. Yay, thanks. I was going to say, so subscribe if you haven't yet. All right, so the back is really cool. The back kind of reminds me of my tattoo because it's got this like swirl here, but it's doubled. It's on this side too. I'm gonna have to look that up and like commit to memory because I did it because of its meaning and then I forgot the meaning. Wait, what did Andrew say? 3 very personal tattoos and one that I woke up with. What? Oh, I get it. Yeah, I was like, somebody tattooed you? Oh, duh. Sometimes I'm a little, slow on the uptake. I have a lot of imaginary tattoos. I have ideas, but I don't have money, and I like have a fear of commitment, but my imaginary tattoos have been there for a long time. So I committed to them imaginarily, right? So the shaman, and then the next card is the high priestess. Right? So we have our towers, which, the more I study tarot, the more I realize that the symbolism of the towers is in so many cards, or there's so many cards with, two things flanking the center thing. So many cards that have that. So this, we have like the screen forest in the background. It's kind of mystical. There's no water, which is a little sad, but I think it's okay because it still looks like it could be like other dimensional. And we have our crescent moon, and we have, I want to get all these dragons tattooed on me. Like, these are just amazing. And we have the Torah. So, and I like how his claw, or her claw, I guess, is right there. I really like that. Okay, I'm going to say something. It may be naughty and maybe disrespectful. I don't know. It's maybe both, but it's not really naughty like in the fun way. It's like in the really super immature way. Because I've seen people point out, they're like, oh my gosh, this is BJ, right? On this deck, the J is stylized in a way that you might not notice that, so that's cool. But so when we're talking about the Tree of Life in the Kabbalah, never one time have I heard anyone comment about Netzach, the Sephiroth. Like, never one time. But when I hear Netzach, my mind goes to a bad place. Let me know if you hear what I hear. Because, I've never one time seen one person get juvenile about it and call it what it sounds like to me. So, high priestess. Then we have the Empress. Okay. Dun, 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 Empress. I like how this Empress has the deer. That's gorgeous. A BJ adjacent, right? So, of course, she's a mama. She's got her little baby. Oh, it's got bunnies. Bunnies are my power animal, or my spirit animal, or whatever. Porcupine. That's awesome. And the mama and baby deer. So that's really amazing. Where I live, people hunt for deer a lot. So, like, my whole childhood, it's very common. The worst I thought of was the video game Mythic. You're feeling very naive, so it didn't never occur to you. I guess maybe you were just busy being in a spiritual mindset. I have this thing because of, like, the reason I have a super dirty mind is because the people I used to hang around with, like my ex, had such a dirty mind. Is like, I felt like I had to think of the dirty thing before they did. Like, I had to, always be one step ahead. Exactly. Nut. Gotta get your nut, squirrel. Anyway, what was I saying about this? I don't remember. The bunnies? Deer? Oh, yes. So, yeah. I live in a hunting. People hunt here very commonly. Very commonly. And I'm talking about, I was like, little kid, and you've seen dead deer because everybody hunts and everyone just acts like, no, it's not a big deal and whatnot. But when I was really, really tiny, like 2 or 3, I lived in the country, and a deer came up out of the woods, and I looked at it for a second, and then it ran away, and it was just like this special moment that really isn't contained in that story. But when I was a little older, and I was like 7 or 8 or so, someone came up to my mom at the grocery store and was like, "Oh, I got a deer. You want to come see my deer? Come on, kids, let's go see the deer." My sister is 2 years younger than me, so little kids, we're going to show you the dead deer because we're showing you my trophy that I hunted. So we go and we see in the deer's eyes were open. And I looked at the deer and I just saw all this sadness in the eyes. I don't know if I projected it or what, but I'll tell you, it looked like the saddest thing ever. And before that, I had venison at a barbecue, and it was delicious. And after that, I would not eat venison. And I kept telling my mom, I don't like venison. I didn't know how to say, I don't want to eat deer because I saw a dead deer and its face looked sad. Or I didn't want to, I don't know. But I'd always say I don't like that venison. So she'd always try to trick me. She'd be like, did you like your chili? It had venison in it. And I'd be mad. So deer is also kind of like one of the animals I have a connection to. So that's really cool. Bunnies and deer. Man, if anybody ever comes here for a quick flip through, this is not what they bet. They're gonna go away fast. In the late 90s, Andrew says, I was in the same spot. If I didn't keep up, then I felt left behind. I could turn any conversation filthy very quickly. Right. It's like, yes. And now I have the reputation as being the filthy one. And sometimes it's fun. But yes, absolutely can make anything dirty. I remember seeing a comedian. It might have been a woman comedian. They're like, men can make anything dirty. You're like, I had to get my tires rotated. And they're like, I'll rotate your tires. Ha ha ha. Stuck in my head. I was like, yep, they can. So I want to make sure that I'm putting these all down in the same direction. Okay. They are reversible on the back, so that's actually good. He had to do it to keep up with women, right? They were doing it to keep up with some dude. It's a vicious cycle. The hedgehog and a fairy sitting on a mushroom together. That reminds me, I need all the fairy ducks too. Oh, that's so cute. So the emperor, here's our masculine leader. Oh my gosh. This is perfect for the emperor. Look at that. Like these are real. These have to be good readers. Look at, you've got this, the kingdom laid out. You know what this reminds me of? From my days as a Christian. It reminds me of the devil tempting Jesus. If anyone knows that story. He took him to the hill or the mountain and he showed him the town below him or whatever, and he offered if he would just bow down to him that he would give him all of the kingdom below or whatever. And of course Jesus said no. Quoted some old scriptures. But you definitely get that power feeling. So yeah, that's awesome. I feel like this would probably be an awesome first deck for someone, because I feel like the deck cards are just really, really, really evocative. Oh, wow. See, look at that. Now I'm convincing other people to buy it. And they're only on card 5. The Hierophant. And this looks like a phoenix. Oh my gosh. How cool is that? It's like a Aztec pyramid. I don't know if it is an Aztec pyramid. Let's see what it says. Yes! Oh my gosh. Long ago, when the world was newborn, saffron-plumed serpent put breath into the words of creation. Gukamats. I can't say these words. Kukulakan.
Quetzalcoatl. I don't know how it's said. What about Michigan? Oh, Andrew. That's right. For centuries, her incarnations shaped the face of the New World jungles and held it firm. Now a feather dragon perched on top a Mayan pyramid in all its variegated splendor. He is large for his kind, surely a descendant of sovereign plumed serpent herself, and with such lineage is the guardian of the faith, protector of traditional tenets and creeds. Oh my gosh. Oh, I just want to cry. From trees and underbush, denizens of the wilderness, snakes, monkeys, lizards, even noble jaguars. I saw a jaguar. So cool. I love it. Attend there the plumed dragon flock and look to him for guidance and approval. This is not just pretty dragons. While the major arcana is rife with mysticism and spirituality, the Hierophant stands alone as the representative of established religion and its place in the web of civilization. Like priests of old, he is a go-between. Yes, that's how I think of him, as a go-between. Twixt the divine and the faithful. Yes, exactly. Whereas I see the high priestess as being, she's a guardian, but if you get past her, she gives you the direct experience. You go to the Hierophant, he'll go to the divine for you. He'll go with your petition, or he'll go with your ask for forgiveness, and then he'll get the message and he'll come back and he'll translate it into language. You know, it's more in the left brain, left hemisphere, stuff. He'll translate it. You go to see the high priestess, you don't get a translation, you get an experience, and you can't put it into words. Now you know stuff, but you don't even know what you know because your brain can't even comprehend it. And it's just, it's like taking drugs, the mind-altering, mind-opening kind of drugs. The good ones, spiritual drugs. Right, yeah. Okay. Woo. Just went off. While the major arcana is rife with mysticism and spirituality, the Hierophant stands alone. I said that. Like priests of old, he's a go-between. Within the temple, he is a strict arbiter of custom and ceremony and provides solace for those of orthodox inclination. Tradition nurtures its own way, gives a sense of security. Do not feel pressure to go beyond your ken. Not all of us are suited to striking out, to venturing off the well-trod path. The Hierophant, that's a good point. The Hierophant's conventional aspect is a welcome guide for those comforted by social acceptance and conformity who value the status quo. That is a good description of the Hierophant, of the Hierophant archetype. I always say, so I gotta say it again, cards don't have meanings, they have interpretations, possible interpretations. And they have many possible interpretations, probably infinite. So that is a really amazing interpretation. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, it's really impressing me, I'll tell you that. I got pulled aside on more than one occasion by women friends. You've got to turn up some heat. Now say the filthiest thing you can think of. Southeast Michigan, what a place. Yeah. Well, the northern, we got to keep it warm here because otherwise we'll freeze. The temple is very soul touching to me. I know. Right? I know. Maruta. Yes, it is. And Andrew, I know it. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, most of us don't really connect well with the Hierophant, because we're like nonconformist types. And we're like, ooh, the Hierophant is like suffocating. And this was like the best, like, description of a Hierophant that really you can connect with. And I love that it's not a people-y deck. There are some people, because I remember somebody saying, oh, it was ruined by having people, and I don't think there's that many people, and I don't think it's ruined at all. But it's very diverse still, Like, I wasn't expecting to see a card from South America. I don't know if it's South America or Central America. Or Southern. Yeah. Not sure. But I mean, I wasn't expecting Mesoamerica. I don't know. That, already we're in 5 cards and we've had quite a nice little bit of cultural diversity. I just said it and I forgot the word. Okay, here's the Lovers card. Right? Look at that. So I love the way we have this, this reminds me of, even though it's not, it reminds me a lot of the yin yang, because you got, I don't know. And there's water in it, which is awesome because I love water. I'm a water sign. And there's water birds who are also coupled up there. And it's all about finding a mate, which, and then there's the fish. They're kind of swimming around in a circle. There's yin yang energy all over this, yeah. This does not have a lot of Rider-Waite symbolism, but it's really beautiful. And also, they talk about the lovers. A lot of times people are like, it's not really about that. It's about choice. But, it's also, I think it is about the union of opposites. And to me, the Great Right, or the Harius Gamos, I don't know how you pronounce that, which I don't hear often mentioned as often as choice. And I always know the choice is always there, but I don't really connect with that meaning a whole lot. And I also don't really connect with straight up just lovers, but yeah, it's one of those I need a little more, and this is looking good. This is looking good for that. I know, right? I was thinking that could have been my tattoo. You're right, because this is even gold, and this is blue. I know, right? It's awesome. It's really awesome. Except I want my colors to be 2-3 colors. At least 2 colors. Not just these are kind of single color. They're shaded, but it's all gold. It's all blue. I don't mind to be blue and green. Red and orange. Okay. The Chariot. By the way, him and I broke up over 20 years ago, but we remained friends, and we were pretty close. So yeah, we have 2 kids together, and we always, we're able to work things out with each other. And I mean, not everything wasn't always perfect, but yeah. But we were high school sweethearts. The Chariot. Look at that. So this is back to your RWS. You've got the Charioteer. You've got the banner with the stars. You've got the light color, the dark, the black and the white horses, but they're actually dragons, of course. And then I think it's really cool because you have this kingdom in the back, and of course, we got more cultural diversity because here we are in an Asian country. I'm gonna look at this. This says, I can show this. Huang Di, the Yellow Lord, travels across his kingdom. I'm not going to read this whole one, but a pair of dragons, black and white, yin and yang, pulling his chariot. The Yellow Lord is a conqueror of the physical rather than the spiritual. Oh. His triumphs are more feats of brain than brawn, more skill than brute force. Dragons respect that. His authority springs from will, wisdom, and mental acuity. Where he goes, even the most untamed wilderness enlightenment follows, for he carries civilization with him. I don't know, that sounds like some kind of colonization to me. But, whatever. I guess Asians were big on colonizing, like almost as big as the Europeans. I was wondering about that today. I was like, who, was only white people mainly colonizers in the world? And so I looked it up, and it turns out a lot of Asian as well. It doesn't really say unless Huang Di is somebody historical that I should know. But there's definitely clearly there's a whole lot of story. Right. Yeah, this book look at how there's just one page. There's not like 8 pages on each card, but this is a meaty page. Here is strength. Strength card. Strength. Oh. So this is one that has a human, and I think it's perfect. So, you have the human and you're just gently touching the dragon, which I love because it's like, man, humans have this tendency to think that we gotta destroy everything or conquer everything, overpower everything, take everything, So I love that. And not to mention that gorgeous freaking sunset. I just saw this little stupid little video online of Tom Cruise, and they were showing a alligator. You got to turn that way down if you're going to be in here. And he's like, I'm going to wrestle that alligator. And he's like, no, I'm not. Yes, I am. I don't know if he did. He probably didn't, but why? Leave that alligator alone. He's not there for you to show off. So anyway, yeah. These are my thoughts on this Chariot card. The Hermit. If you could just see me just shaking my head, it's just beautiful. Look at that. Look at that color. Purple, by the way, is not my favorite color. I just thought the name Ultraviolet was really super cool. And ultraviolet is actually invisible to the naked eye. It's not purple. But, of course, we got to use purple because I can't show you a color that's invisible. It's invisible. Okay. So you do know about... Okay. That's cool because then you can, totally, do further research outside. I love to research, by the way. I'm a total research nerd. Yeah, so, it's really cool because you can do your own research and then you can add that whole understanding. I remember long ago when I was first learning about tarot, I thought, the thing that I never really heard anyone else say either is these are archetypes. So this is the Hermit. Whatever you know about hermits, you can apply to your knowledge of this card. Whatever you know about justice, or whatever you learned in your life about death and grief and whatever, you can apply to the card. It's archetypal knowledge. We have a lot of it inside of us that we don't realize that we have, I guess. So here's this lamp that's just, I love crystal balls. That's super awesome. It's beautiful and luminescent. At Halloween, I bought a Halloween crystal ball at the Halloween store. I don't know what it was called, but one of those pop-up stores. And I had been in love with crystal balls probably since, I was knee-high to grasshopper, as they like to say. And I saw, maybe it could be right, because that makes sense. Because of dragons and treasure and stuff. But it's still very luminescent. So the Wizard of Oz, he has a crystal ball. Professor Marble reads in the crystal ball. Probably the first time I ever saw a crystal ball. And basically been in love with crystal balls ever since then. And I don't remember the first time I saw the Wizard of Oz. It goes back that far. So I was like, why don't I have a crystal ball? I don't even have a prop crystal ball. I bought this one and it's nice. It's heavy. It's got liquid inside of it. It was super freaking cheap. I was like, I'm getting this. And then I was like, so how much is it? And then it was like $6 or something. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'd have bought it if you said 60, but I like this price. I wonder if it says here, put it being. A silver-whiskered dragon wraps his coil around a rugged Himalayan peak, far from the crush of the world. Right? He is an opalescent sky dragon, as weathered and sage as the mountains themselves. Blah, 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 blah. In his paw he holds a pearl of wisdom. Right! Pearl of wisdom. You got it on the nose. Oh, did you get one? You bought one for New Year's? Awesome. Yeah, I gotta get a real one too, but in fact I want probably more than one. Like I want a clear one because that's traditional. But I'd also like a rose quartz would be awesome, and some other certain ones, or a labradorite one would be amazing because they look like galaxies. Fortune's Wheel. Fortune's Wheel. Thank you guys for joining me, by the way. It's cool. There's 2 people. No one's asking for a reading. Someone will come on now asking for a reading. It's just like a chill, small little gathering. A black one. Yes, you're right. Yes, a black one for scrying for sure. I want to get a black scrying mirror too, like a obsidian mirror or whatever. I don't know for sure if I can scry. I mean, I think I might be able to, but I don't know if I can do it on demand. Because I scry a little bit with the tarot cards. I remember even when I was, not the first time, but the second time when I restarted, I remember putting down the 10 of Swords and I could see the lightning flash. It was just like, whoa. It was just alive, just very briefly. It's just this brief scene. And it didn't change the meaning of the card or anything. It was just that it just felt that real. Whoops. I got so excited I dropped my card. So, oh wow. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, and I've always been obsessed with all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, why don't I even have a decorative one? I used to have a little cauldron. It's hot and I need to turn on my AC, but I'm not gonna, because I'd have to go downstairs. I don't want to. So here's the wheel, and we've got these dragons. I was gonna say snakes, but they're Asian dragons wrapped all the way around. Yeah, that's really neat. And then we've got our 4 animals here, which are different than the usual, but probably similar in representation. Marucha said, oh, a big one. I was like, what's a dog one? Yeah, and then you gotta get a beautiful stand for it, like brass or golden or wood or fancy or plain. This is like a unicorn dragon, and this is a turtle, and this is a dragon, and this is probably a griffin. Well, it comes with a base. Cool. That's helpful. Justice. Oh, Justice is such a cool card. So we're weighing the owl and the mouse. When I saw Tio looked at this card and he said, which apparently they weigh the same, which seems ridiculous. But I realized just now that the owl eats mice. That's gotta mean something. It's got him, and he's standing on the sword. This is really cool the way that they're hanging from his talon. Maybe it's because they have the equal value. Like their lives have equal value, you know? The Hanged Dragon. What's that to love? And then it looks like another jaguar type of thing. Owls have hollow bones. They're mostly feathers. Interesting. Owls are some scary birds, but they're gorgeous. The Hanged Dragon. And this guy is like kind of... it's like a little sibling. It's like a little sibling. Like, you're hanging upside down. You're trying to meditate. You're trying to, like, sort out things. And you got either a younger sibling or a young child that's like, hey, you got something fluffy. I want to just bat it out. And the Hanged Dragon is not amused. Death. This is intense looking. Ooh, yeah, that's scary. Not real scary. Like, it doesn't scare me, because very few tarot cards, especially one that's in any way cartoony, is going to scare me. There's one called, like, Satanic Ritual Abuse or something. That deck's freaky, okay? It takes a lot to freak me out. When I was a kid, and it's funny because, you know, I was short and skinny, and I had long blonde hair, and I had peaches and cream, and I just looked like this, you know, girl next door. And I thought, like, skulls and daggers and, like, tattoo art and skulls and daggers were, like, cool and interesting. Like, it wasn't just that it was edgy, but it was interesting to me. I don't know. Like, you know, just, I didn't look like someone who would think that was interesting. I looked like someone who'd be all afraid. But, I mean, what on earth is to be afraid about a drawing in pencil? I don't care what it is. A pencil drawing or a tattoo drawing cannot scare me. I mean, I can't pick up the challenge and give it a go if you want. Anyway. But, I mean, as an imagery, it's good spooky imagery, you know? And there's really good depiction of grief down here. I mean, I think it's scary, like, you know, because it's so very, you know, like, so dark it's like a shadow. It's like there's no even detail. And then the kind of glowing eyes, that kind of does it for me. But it doesn't scare me like, I'm scared of that card, but it's like, it's hard to explain. It's scary, yet it's not. Keep it out of the sunlight. What are we keeping out of the sunlight? Oh, yes. If you have a clear quartz crystal, you are supposed to always keep it covered for one thing anyway. But yeah, you don't want it to be put anywhere with a light. Yeah, you always want to keep you're supposed to cover it with velvet, I believe, when you're not using it. I wonder did your guys's come with a cover? I think they should come with a cover. I feel, or you know, cloth. I don't think they always do, but I think they should. I saw a picture of a wet owl, and there was nothing to it. Oh my god. It sounds terrible. It sounds like a wet dust mop. Yeah. It's not a very scary. The Healing Light Tarot. I'm going to Google that. Spooky more than scary. Yeah, it's got, like, for this deck, it's got gravitas, you know? Like, it's I feel like they went as far as they could in this deck. Like they went there. They did good. Mine did not come with a cover. I could always make one out. Yeah. Yeah, I think they should be covered with. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be black, but I feel like a black or a purple would be really good. Because black absorbs and, black's always good for protection, right? You said the scariest you saw was, or the worst you saw was Healing Light Tarot. So guess what? I'm about to Google Healing Light Tarot. I was thinking the next time I do a reading one, and you do free readings, and everybody comes, oh, I have the Healing Light Tarot. I love that deck. I don't use it a lot either because I have so many, See. But I love the Vesica Pisces on it. On every card. Very cool. Death. So I look up death. Does it show me the death card in this deck? No. There's the devil. It's pretty cool looking. The Ten of Swords where he's carrying like a cockroach on his back. That's just evil. Queen of Wands is awesome. She looks like a Spider Woman. Yeah, they're showing me every card but the one I asked for. And then I get this, randomly comes up, this totally different deck with an awesome looking back. Here, I'll show you. If you can see that. If that's not eternal feedback. The raw and scary meaning of the death card. And this says... I just want to see what deck this is. What's interesting is if you read for yourself a lot and then you read for other people, cards suddenly come up that you never see and you're like, oh man, it's like I forgot that was in the deck. Obviously you knew all the cards, but what? Oh, this is the Prisma Visions. I thought about getting that so many times. Maybe someday if it doesn't go out of print or become $1 million like it probably will. Hi, Shiny. I jinxed it, didn't I, guys? I jinxed it. I don't have a deck. I don't have a deck to read with because I'm doing a walkthrough, so I can't really answer questions because I don't have a reading deck even with me. Sorry about that. But I mean, I go on live. I do live readings. I was gonna say I've been thinking about doing a live reading where no questions. Like you can think your question in your head, but doing with no questions. I don't know if people would like that. Well, they can keep it in there. They can still ask in their head, but you don't ask me and then I read. And then you'll know if it has hit upon what you wanted to know. Thanks for the hug. I hope you'll still hang out for a while if you'd like. We're just doing a walkthrough and a chat. We're walking through the Wisdom from the Dragon. No, that's the book. The book's called Wisdom from the Dragon Realm. The deck is called Tarot of Dragons by Sean McKenzie. It's amazing art. Oh, you naughty girl, Maruta. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I could do that. Maybe I will. So yeah. I don't know if he's still here, if he bounced. Or she. So if you're still here, Shiny, let me know. Then we'll do some bibliomancy for you. So here's the Temperance. Oh, cool. Okay. So the turtle is holding the cup. This dragon is stunning. And, I love curls. I love curly cues. So I just love this. The water is awesome. I like how he's like partially in the water. He's out. And his one foot is not on land, but is on his own tail. So it's on something solid. So that's cool. The colors are awesome. The one thing with the Rider-Waite-Smith, and other similar decks, when you look at the Rider-Waite-Smith Temperance card, you'll see that the water, the cup will be like over here, and the water will go like this. It's wavy like that, and I've been told it's just an illustration and I shouldn't take it so seriously, but I think they're wrong. I think there's reasons for things. Water doesn't pour like this is more clearly how water pours, but water does not pour like that. And I think it's interesting because it's wavy, because I don't feel like he's actually pouring the water. She is pouring the water. I feel like she's drawing the water up out, because this comes after the death card, by the way. So I also think that after death, then we go to our soul, represented by the water, being drawn up out of our body. So to me, that's what the Temperance is talking about. Well, I'll tell you what, Maruta, when I get it done, I'll do it for you if you want me to. If I ever get done, if you're still here. The devil. Could it be Satan? If you remember the old church lady? I bet Andrew remembers, because I know he's old like me. Oh my gosh, this is great. This is different. This is different because the devil figure himself is in the chains. There's no lovers. There's not a man and woman. Which, if you look, you can see that the composition of the normal devil card is similar to the composition of the Lover's card, and similar to the composition of the High Priestess card, and similar to the composition of the Hierophant. So I had a deck that specifically the Devil and the Hierophant were so similar to each other, it just like blew my mind. I was like, whoa. Yeah, so that's pretty deep. So anyway, now this devil is in chains. This reminds me of Supernatural, because they put Lucifer in a cage. So that's pretty cool. I like that. The church lady. Yeah. Who watched it after that? I mean, people do, but it was good when Trump was running for president, because they didn't have to do anything. They just copied him. Anyway. But yeah, the church lady. Could it be Satan? When that was on when I was in high school, and I had an English teacher who let us watch it on TV in class. Like in high school, my high school anyway, there's like a lesson for a few minutes, and then the teacher would go grade papers or whatever and let us work on our assignment or talk amongst ourselves, as long as we weren't disruptive, or watch Saturday Night Live. It was good times. And it was AP English. The Tower. This is incredible. I love how it's totally wrapped around. And this tower this is obviously an Asian dragon, an Asian building. Probably like an actual famous building. How strange. What, that we got to watch Saturday Night Live in school? Oh my gosh. Adam Sandler. Canteen boy. I thought he was so cute. Revolution is in the air. You can taste it. Atop a woodland plateau, a great pagoda, steeped in tradition and the old ways, spires up to the star-gray sky. So it doesn't look like it's a real place. So that's perfectly fine. Violent and unexpected, the cataclysmic fury of the dragon is just the life-altering change required. So we don't have, there's no lightning bolt. It's the dragon that does it. That's cool. Maruta, you are a smart cookie. You are. Let's see what's next. The star. The star. The starry, starry night. Paint your palette blue and green. That's always in my head for some reason. The Star of Hope. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at this. How the star divides all the dragons. And the bottom is this dragon. I was going to say there's no dragon here, but it's this one. That's really cool. And he's like rising up out of the water. Like, yes. And then his wings are dripping. One dripping in the land and in the water, and one dripping on the land, which then forms these oceans that are these streams that go in. And what was the deck? So I've been watching stuff about Tarot of the Vampires, and the Starry Starry Night. I know, right? It's so intense. Intense is awesome. Like, there's the beauty. It's beautiful, but it's just also so freaking intense, this deck. So I've been watching all this stuff about Tarot of the Vampires because I have that deck and I'm trying to work with it, but I'm also doing 50,000 other things. But she was saying, one of the videos, two of them, they were talking about how every single detail matters. Nothing is on accident, like how many roses are pictured on the bush, And so that just made me wonder if there's a specific reason why there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, like a pentacle, right? Like fingers on your hand, right? Okay, there probably is a reason why there's 5 little rivulets running down. Oh, like Chinese, well, yeah, usually when you do learn a language, you do learn the culture too. I always forget that. I was going to say like Chinese language and culture, but yeah, they usually mix it in because, yeah, when you take the language, generally, you have to learn a little bit about the culture because like the language and the culture is not really, you can't really separate it in actuality. So yes, it's pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an 8-pointed star. This is really cool. Yeah, that's like one of those deep thoughts I should be writing down. You can't separate language from culture, from the culture it comes from. A Star of Ishtar! Oh my god, I love Ishtar. It's awesome. That's great information. Oops, I just skipped accidentally. I wonder if it says in here because then you are on point. I don't think it does specify. But now that you say that, I think I recognize it. That's awesome. That's even better. Here's the moon. Okay, this is great. So there's a crab. I remember somebody asking why a crab instead of a lobster. I mean, maybe a good reason. Probably because of Cancer and the moon. Oh my gosh. Instead of the man in the moon, we got the dragon in the moon. And then instead of the dog and the wolf, we have a cat and a tiger. That's really awesome. See, there we have the same composition again. The 2 towers, the item in the middle, and then the 2 on the side, right? That's your same composition as your... Well, you got the the two towers. You've got one item in the middle. The Hierophant, you've got, the item in the middle, and you've got the two flanking. And you've got kind of towers here with the greenery. If you kind of stretch your imagination a little bit, right? That's a non-traditional, so yeah, look for that composition in your cards. You'll see it just repeated a lot. That's what you get for taking art history. Lobsters and crabs were used interchangeably in medieval pictures. Yeah, I can see that. Totally. That's a pretty impressive lobster. Especially, when I look at this bigger picture. And this, I'm sure it's a tiger, but it looks almost like a saber tooth. It makes me think of Ice Age. Oh, man. That's just beautiful. See, there's those colors. That's the orange and yellow. I'm going to be taking this book in. I guess it's a good thing I waited on my color. Right? So we have this dragon right up in the sun. There's no baby. There's sunflowers, but there's baby dragons. There's two, which is different from a standard depiction. Interesting they use felines instead of canines. I know, right? I wonder what that's all about. I kind of love that they flipped it up or changed it up. I'm allergic to cats, and I was at a pool party yesterday, and there was a cat there in the house, but I knew that, but we were outside. And it's not severe unless I'm, closed with them.
It was a black cat.
It was a black cat, and I said, I'm not allergic to black cats. Only other cats. Judgment.
It's CP.
What's CP?
SEP.
SEP? What's that?
You know, like that white man that cries all the time?
No.
That's an SCP.
Oh, SCP? You mean those videos you watch? So the judgment card, and look at again. There's kind of towers. This one.
I think this is actually a find the game. I think it's actually find the SCPs.
We got the three, so we've got, I would assume, the father, the mother, and the child. And they're coming up out of the rocks. All right. Because I was having a hard time with that for a minute, kind of seeing the judgment, even though, I see it's all there, but it kind of took me a minute. But it's pretty. In the universe. Behold, the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your life. Right? The Eye of the Dragon. I have a friend who painted this amazing dragon eye. I got nothing to say about it. This just leaves me speechless. The Miners. Wands. So let me look at this. Okay, cool. So they talk about the numerology and how ones are new beginnings, possibilities, or aces. Twos are duality, opposition, and balance. Threes are creativity and community, etc., etc. Oh, and then there's even for the pages, the knights, the queens, and the sires. So when I was first learning tarot, yeah, it is a very nice interpretation. When I was first learning tarot, I bought 3 decks plus a Rider-Waite-Smith, standard, for reference. And it was before, I didn't have internet, I don't think. And even if I did, I don't know if there was as much. YouTube wasn't even around yet, I don't think. If it was, I didn't know about it, and it was way different. But I read them, and I just for myself, I was like, okay, what are they all telling me about wands? What are all these books telling me about wands? And then I drew out a chart. I did all this stuff the hard way, man, which is great. I mean, it's probably the best way for me to learn. And then down the line, after I worked it all out the hard way, I'd find something where they're just handing it to you. But even with pages, knights, queens, and sires, which is great, because those are so hard, you know. Pages are youthful energy, journeys start, messages, androgynous adolescence, and earth. Knights are forward movement, questing, right? A young adult, male or female, fire. Queens are care, nurturing, inherent power. A mature woman, water. Sires are active power, authority, protection. A mature man, air. Fantastic. Dragons are fire. Wands are fire. They are primal energy and inspiration and will out of which creation begins. Yes. All right. Ace of Wands, right? This is great. I like it. I mean, if you look at the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, I don't even know if they meant for, if elemental associations were really figured in when he made that or what. I'm not sure, but wands are not fiery. You know, a lot of decks at first, a lot of decks I had, wands weren't fiery, and I was like, why aren't these wands fiery? And so I love, you know. So this is perfect because we got this wand and it's breaking out of the egg. So, you know, it gives you all that ace power energy. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And then this dragon is almost like a divine, like a divinity itself, breathing fire down, giving us the gift of fire and divine inspiration. Two of Wands. This is one I always had a hard time with. 2 and 3 of Wands. I'm still working on it a little bit. Like, what? For the longest time, I'm like, I can't. What's even the difference between the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Wands? Because the 3 of Wands is like the continuation of the 2, more than a lot of cards. Even more than a lot of cards are. So we've got our 2 Wands. He's not holding one like normally we have him holding one and another is anchored. So we don't have that image, right? We do have this, you know, like the safety of the cave behind and the world out in front. So yeah, that's a good intuitive reader right there. Like you can look at that and know what you need to know. 3 of Wands. Oh yeah, the ships are coming in. We got the 3 of Wands. And the dragon, man. Oh, that's beautiful. It's really pretty. It's really pretty. 4 of Wands. All I can see is just like glowing red. It just made me think of lightsabers. So much glowing, right? Oh, look, they're like. Well, this one looks like he's howling, you know? His head is up like he's howling at the moon. I don't know what all this is. Looks like flower petals, like from these purple flowers. Yeah, you definitely feel like they're gathered together for something really powerful there. This has more of a ritualistic feel than a celebratory. Like there could be a celebration, but I feel like they're there. Maybe they could be celebrating. They could be doing some type of ritual. Five of Wands. Yeah, someone had to come on and do readings one of these days pretty soon and like get a big push for new subscribers. Because if I do readings, I'll get a few. Depending on how long I stand, I'll, get more. Five of Wands. So this looks very training. There's, sometimes the Five of Wands is like depicted as a more serious, and sometimes it's depicted more as just like competition or, sort of playful combat or, so this to me, it looks pretty playful. Six. Where I live, it is 10:51. What time is it where you live? So here we have the conquering hero. I need to look at the book because the picture's too small for me to see. Yeah, he's got the knight. The big picture is so much better. I love the humor in it. Very cool. And the other ones are just like all hail, conquering hero. I don't think I ever did read the Pern books. Like I knew about them a lot and I was interested in them, but there were so many things I was interested in. And I never really got around to them. Does this have a Pernish feel? Because there's definitely like this whole universe. So we're in the 10:52 at night. Maruta. That's what it is for me. Seven of Wands. The five card reminded me of them fighting. Them fighting thread. Do you want to expand on that? Because you're in Ohio. Cool. I'm in Michigan. Midwest. Represent. Midwest sucks, but whatever. Nobody can say that but us. Seven of Wands. Okay, so this is very defensive, protecting. I always think of it in terms of like the six. You conquered and now you've like achieved something and you've been recognized. But now that you've been recognized, people want what you have. They're coming up behind you. They either want to steal it or they want to like you're the one to beat kind of thing. But this one shows the dragon is protecting the young dragons with the kind of wings sort of wrapped protectively around them. Like, you won't mess with what's mine. Whoa, that sounds like an intense book. Or, I know it was a series. 8 of Wands. So this is our, like, hurry or whatever, or, fast moving. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe when I read it. I'm not going to read it because we're already going pretty long, but they surround instead of like all going in one direction. So I don't know how I feel about that. But These are some great wands. If you associate wands with fire, this is the deck, man. Yeah. Yeah, I've only ever heard really awesome things about it. One thing is I never really read a lot of books that were series books. I have ADD, but it wasn't diagnosed until I was an adult. But I tend to read, I want to read one thing and then read something else entirely. Obviously, you can do that with a series, but I always feel like a series is a big commitment. But not all series is like I think her series might be more like like the Zant books. They all take place in the same world, but I don't think you have to really read them in any order, or you don't have to read them all. I could be wrong, but that was is it one that needs to be read in order, or is it just several books that take place in the same kind of world? Okay, here's the Knight of Wands, which is another kind of defensive. This one always kind of says boundaries to me. This is good. This dragon isn't wounded, though, so we don't have that element of that I can see. We don't have that element of being kind of battered, but hanging in there, or PTSD, or whatever, other than what we take from other decks. Holy Burning Wands, Batman. Yeah, Piers Anthony used to have, I'm sure it's still online, like a blog way back in the day when blogging was new. And man, I enjoyed the heck out of it. He is a dirty old man, for sure. But he's clever, and he would talk about writing too, and I have always been a writer. And yeah, it was awesome. I read more probably of his blog than of his books. And I have read a few of his books, but I read a lot of his book. Yeah, these do kind of remind me of like the covers of the Perth novels. Now we've got the Page of Wands. Oh, it's like this little baby. Or not baby, but little youngling. Just learning how to set his very first forest fire. So adorable. It's like your little graduate, your little high school graduate. Or like first day of college kind of a thing. And he changes the names. Piers Anthony, he loves pun, wordplay. He calls February Fab Blueberry. Fab Blueberry. I don't remember the other ones. I just remember Feb Blueberry. Dismember, maybe? I don't know. He had his own name for every month. That man's mind must go a million miles a minute. Here's the Knight of Wands. And of course he's not on, a horse because he's a dragon. So there's nothing that really sets him out as a knight to me. This is one I'm not as enthusiastic about, but, it's still a great deck. And maybe when I read the book, it'll be like, just all kind of click in there. That's fucking gorgeous. They got me to swear. That's intense. That Queen of Wands. You have my heart. Takes place on the same planet. She wrote a young adult version of 3 books. That would be an easy introduction. Oh, Dragon Song. Yes. I saw them all in the library when I was in school. I was like yeah, I'm not sure. I might have read one or started to read one. It's a lot of books I would start. Or I might have even just read like her author notes or something. I don't think I read it, but I mean, it's possible I read it and forgot, but I don't think so. So this is the badass Queen of Wands with her Black Panther. She is the Witch of the Tarot. She is Sagittarius, I think. I don't know. I had a friend who was Sagittarius, and we were feeling like that Queen of Wands was a good card for Sagittarius energy. And her throne is her nest. That's clever. Like it. Queens are some of my favorites. Oh, you're a Sag. That's awesome. The Sire of Wands. The Sire. Ooh. Oh. So I heard one interpretation that was like, so once you get to the king level, the next thing that you need to do is, pass on your knowledge, pass on to the next generation. So there's a little, it's hard to see because it's also red, but yeah, there's a little youngling down there. Very nice, very nice. I am a Pisces. Timing. Cups. Cups. Water is the source of life. Nest to grave, it sustains us all. 2/3 of our body is water, and 2/3 of our planet is water. Because our planet is a living organism, and those things are from me, not the book. It is soft and formless, yielding to wind and touch, and Jet Li or not Jet Li, the other guy, the other famous martial artist guy says, be like water, and then he gives a whole lot of, just Google it, be like water. It's beautiful. Water rules the suit of cups. It says, it is soft and formless, yielding to wind and touch. Still, it turns mountains to sand and smooths the roughest stones. Oh, that's so beautiful. Water. Azure, turquoise, sapphire, and teal. These are the aqueous hues of the suit's dragons. They are the shape of water. Supple beings full of grace, with neck furls and tail spades rippling fluidly. Yes. Very dramatic. Let's see. Oh yeah, I mentioned when I was talking about my tattoo. My NN is in Pisces. North Node. I'll have to associate you. I don't know what that means. I don't know what associate you means. I'm not sure if I have anything in Sagittarius. My rising is Capricorn, which is so weird. My moon is Libra, which makes perfect sense. Wait a minute. My North Node might be Sagittarius. I'll tell you what, I'll try to remember to check it, and if you see me on again, I'll let you know if I did check it. I got a book downstairs. All right. Hold on, let me check something. So if your North Node is Sagittarius, then your South Node, that's what I'm going to search. North Node Sagittarius. Oh, I think I got a Sagittarius. Yes, South Node is in Gemini. Yep. That is right. My North Node is Sagittarius. That's crazy. That's fate, Eddie. That's what this is. This is fate, Edward. That's what this is. Right. That is cool. I was like, okay, and I think I've got, in fact, that Sagittarius, I'm pretty sure, is in one of those like formations, like a T square or something. All right, let's see what else. Wow, it's such a weird little thing. Ace. Oh, God. I'm going to love these. I know I'm going to love these cups. That's just incredible. And what is this fire? Like this dragon doesn't breathe fire, he breathes water? I don't, or steam, maybe? Let me see. Let me see what that smells. Water and time. With water and time, everything changes. That's right. Ace of Cups. Amid the roiling waters of the unconscious mind, a golden cup fit for Dragon Queen hatches forth. The winged presence of the cosmic water dragon floats above, inspiring the vessel with the draconic passion and wisdom of her vaporous breath. The Ace of Cups signifies beginnings of the most rapturous kind. The writing is so beautiful. Where was I? The most rapturous kind. Like the vocabulary. It's so beautiful. You are embarking on a passionate new adventure. Divine or mundane, love pours down upon you in all its manifestations. Be open to it. Welcome beauty, even in dark times. It is there for those willing to see it. Let go of insecurities. Trust your intuition and surrender to joy. From small beginnings, marvelous things grow. Marvelous. The heart needs but a drop of emotion, true and honest, to roil into a blissful cataract. Your cup overflows. Be generous and share your abundance with the world. Oh my gosh. Hope floats. The movie Hope Floats. My cup overflows. I was going to say something, but I forgot. I don't know, but just the colors. It's beautiful.
Mom,
What, honey?
you're on my belly.
If you can come over here.
I didn't hear it.
Okay. I was going to mention another deck, but I don't remember which one. Two decks came into my head when I was reading this. Okay. I'll tell you the second one. The second one was the oh yeah, he wants me to rub his belly. So I told him if he comes over here I can rub his belly. It's summer vacation and the weekend, so I don't know. But he's getting sleepy. The color on this is stunning, and it reminds me of the Mystic Manga Tarot or Mystic Manga, which is not my aesthetic at all, but I wanted to check it out for some reason. Or something about it appealed to me, and I got it, and it's a deck I was surprised by. It's amazing. The pictures are perfect. They're Rider Waite Smith, but they're like way better, obviously. The book is really good. Like, even like, yeah. The colors are, really bright, which isn't my thing either, but, it looks good on camera. And it's a great deck. And it comes with a really good book. I would definitely recommend it for a beginner, anyone who's learning, which I'm always learning, but you know. So where was I? Love pours down on you. So I'm gonna read this and see if I can remember what the other one was. Oh, nope, it wasn't another deck. It was just this, like, these are so deep. I love it. They just feel like a real deep, deep dive. And that you could, like, oh, hi, Andrew. Welcome back. Like, I mean, there's just so much more you can do in your head. There's so much more work you can do. Like, but what's already here is so deep. I mean, this is even a short one, but it's still so deep. I was going to say, if you really like a deep dive, Lennon Smith does such amazing deep dives. She just loves to just think about cards in different ways. Let me see. I want to double check how you spell her name because it's a little tricky. And like, when I first found her, I was not sure that I was gonna like her, but I love her. I would marry her. She's really amazing. Lennan Smith. If you don't know how to spell Smith, I cannot help you in life at all. Yeah, she does such amazing deep dives, and if you have any interest in Goth Tarot, she does some stuff about the symbolism. She does stuff about the sacred geometry in those cards. Yeah. Oh, you know her, huh? Okay, yeah. She's next level, man. Next level. She's so good. Yeah. All right. Two of cups. A one on one cup. A two cups. Oh yeah. Yeah. Lennon Smith. She's really good. Yeah. She's all about the deep dive. And she's always like, and this is interesting. Fascinating. It's fascinating. She is fascinating. Two cups. This is gorgeous. I love it. Yep, they're meeting. I feel like they are having a meeting and they've got the two cups, like they're meeting for drinks. Could be a date, it could be a business meeting, it could be, working out a truce between two dragon villages. I like how sometimes, in the cards, the cups are like integrated into the story of the picture and not just like there. Boop. Three of Cups. Oh wow! So this has got the swirly whirly. And they're like doing I feel like they're just having so much fun. Like they're just they like it has a social feel. And then there's like these little adders or something wrapped around the cups. And there's so much water. Like I love this whole little bay or whatever, Normally you just see like three women standing in a field with their cups, but yeah, I love it. 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 Did I mention that I love it? Four of Cups. Uh-huh. He's like up here in the tree, like he's above it. He's over it. You know, the other guy's bringing him a cup. He's like, meh. Yeah, all of the art on this tree, it's amazing. I don't know if this is like hand painted or if it's done by computer combination. I'm not that smart about art. Oh my goodness. Ugh. That just took my breath away. That was just overwhelming. Oh. We had a moment of silence. 6 of Cups. We've got the flowers. And then this, it's hard to say what exactly is going on between. I don't know how I feel about this 6. I think I'm going to have to read the book to figure that out. It's so funny because my phone's on my lap so that I can communicate. But it's on like a little bit of a delay. So I'll go like this. And then I'll look at my card in front of me. And then out of the corner of my eye, I'll see my hand do that circle. That's funny. Oh, there's 7. This is our genie card. Very cool. Very cool. It's got a, was it a golden rose? No, it's a pot of gold. Looks like a rose. Somebody likes drawing tigers. The phoenix, the stag. Is it called a stag? The buck? There's a difference between a buck and a stag. I had to Google it, but I don't remember anymore. Whoop. I was going to say, you know the difference. I know you do, Maruta. You are super smart. Stag is fine. Okay. 8 of Cups. Ooh. It's just really intense, too. I have a friend that I know her online, and I knew she was smart. And then she was like, you want to see my college that I went to? And she showed me, and I was like, wait, isn't that college located as part of Oxford University? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, wow. They only have like, I was like, whoa, you are super smart. She's like, you didn't think I was smart? I was like, thought you were smart. Well, that to me is like 5 smartest people in the world or something go there. Oh, the baby's going to CPCP. That is beautiful. It reminds me of Harry Potter when Cole says, there's nothing to do with this card at all. Patronus when he's in the woods, but it just looks like that. It just looks like that to me. I can't even remember what 8 of Cups. Oh, really? Interesting. Oh, the 8 is walking away. He's walking away. Yeah. Right. This is one of my main cards, but the just imagery was so different. 9 of Cups. All the good things. Like that. I swear, I thought there was a spot, a stain on my card. It's part of the picture. But it's so weird. It looks like a spot. It doesn't look like anything that should be there. But it's in both. Super weird. Oops. Look at that. That's just awesome. Those little kids are so cute. There's no house in this one. Sort of a non-traditional meaning that I had came up with, and there's not a rainbow either, was contracts, right? Because the rainbow was a contract, a covenant that, God, according to the Old Testament, that God would never flood the earth again or destroy the earth by flood. And then there's children and marriage, which marriage is a contract. Children are not a contract, but and a house, which is a contract. You sign a contract to buy a house. So I was like, promises, contracts, and even commitments, which I never read anywhere, but it was just something that I came up with. Yeah, it does. It does look like the Aurora Borealis, and it's beautiful. I was just noticing that the lack of the traditional things, but it's beautiful in its own way. That is fun to look at. That looks like it tastes good, though. Like watermelon or something. Watermelon taffy. Let's keep going. What else? Man, I don't know. Will it be too late? By the time I get through this deck to do the Martians, it might be. Page of Knights is one of my cards. Oh, I love it. I love it. He's looking at his reflection. I love it. Knight of Cups. I see now this knight has more of a knightish feel for some reason. There's a polar bear, which makes me think of Lost. The whole time you're like, why are there polar bears? Why? And then you don't know unless you watch. There's a little, I don't know if you've seen Lost, but online there's a little addendum to Lost that they filmed that was probably in the DVDs or something, but explains a few things, including the polar bears. Maybe they did sort of explain the polar bears. I'm not sure. In the show, I don't think they did. See, his coloring is nice. Blue and green. My dragons were meant to be made out of smoke themselves, but like I said, he drew them a little more firm, so it's really good. I think you'd like it. I mean, some people don't, but for people who are smart and think a lot and know like a lot of mythology and stuff like that, like my brain was just ticking along in that show. There's a lot that's like just there. It's like if you know, it's a hint, but if you don't know, it's just like, what? I don't know if that makes sense, but like the writers had they were deep. It's deep. I think it's deep. It's really deep. Raymond. No, not Raymond. Raymond was the Rain Man himself. Queen of Cups. I love the queens. I love me the queens. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. And there's a whale. And she's in her nest. And I love it. Whoopsie. It's very odd. It's very odd. I love. Okay, so when I first started watching it, I didn't like Kate at first because I thought she was just like meant to be eye candy, but then she was kind of a bad girl. But she reminds me of Sarah Connor because she's just like a survivor, and she's like amazing at it, and she does questionable things, but she's trying to survive. I think she's amazing. I love her. A lot of people hate her, but I don't. And then Saeed is just he's amazing. He's amazing. And then Sawyer, who's a jerk, but he has character development. He has a lot of character development. Most of the characters I really appreciated. If not, there's people I liked and didn't like at different points, but most of the mains I grew to appreciate for sure. Sire of Cups. Let's see. Yeah, and the little youngin, and the wings outstretched, and the tails wrapping around. Nice. Starfish on the beach. I think there's a lot there to explore. So now we're into Pentacles. Well, we have swords at the end. It's not how I would number my card, or it's not how I would order my suits, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Pentacles are going to be green. Their color. Look at that. When I first started reading, I had the hardest time with Pentacles. It took me a long time to get onto Pentacles. Probably because I'm water. I don't have any earth in my chart except for freaking Capricorn. Yeah. I'm not a very grounded person. Else I'd be in bed by now. I eventually wrapped my head around them pretty well. Now it's like, yeah. Yeah, Andrew, I didn't watch it when it came out. I watched it a year or two ago with my oldest son who had seen it before. It's really fun to watch with, like when you're rewatching from his point of view, it's fun to watch with someone who's experiencing it new, I think. It was pretty cool. I actually need to rewatch it because it's pretty deep. It's pretty multi-layered, there's just a lot going on. And I watched a lot of it like he wanted to watch it. I wanted to watch it because the guy from Vampire Diaries was on it. I think maybe. I don't know why I wanted to watch it. But I gave it half attention for a long time. And I still followed it pretty well. But I did have him to explain things when I got a little lost. Lost. Okay, so anyway. Okay. Spoiler alert about Lost. They're not dead the whole time. They're not dead at all. Unless you see somebody die. When they crash on the island, everyone says they were dead the whole time. Even people will watch the whole thing and still think they were dead the whole time. I watched it, and I thought they were dead. I kept thinking they were dead because I had heard that. And I thought it was a legit spoiler. They're not dead. Virgo rising and Saturn and Taurus and born in an Earth year. I have moon culminating, which means when I was born, the moon was at its highest point in the sky, which I think is awesome. And it was a, I don't know, waxing gibbous or something. I'm not sure. It was like a big moon, but it wasn't full. That's what I know. Ace of Pentacles. It might even have been a waning gibbous. You were thinking I was high. I am not high, but I'm tired. Really? We got a lot in common, don't we, Maruta? Capricorns? What about them? Are you a Capricorn, Andrew? What did I even comment on this? Here's our ace. I got nothing to say. It's an ace. I guess I talked about how much a hard time I had with aces. Andrew is the official greeter of the internet. I was gonna say of the Ultraviolet Morgan Tarot channel, but he greets people wherever he may be that I have seen, which is helpful because I can't catch everybody as they come in. 2 of Pentacles. Nice. This one was one of my early stalker cards. I don't like that there's 2 dragons in it. At the moment, coming to terms with that, though, will probably teach me a lot about this card. I've come to learn it's okay to not like things, and sometimes those things that bug you about a card will eventually they pick at your brain until something happens, and then you have this what's it called? Epiphany. The only real stalker card I've ever had was Empress. Tell you, I get a lot of Emperor, Empress, and Kings and Queens showing up for me. 3 of Pentacles. Let's see. I like it. That's all I got. I like it. Hey, Mikey, he likes it. Andrew is a Capricorn. Right. Because on TO stream, you're a moderator and you got the ban hammer. I always hate it when I see that someone's comment has been hammered and I didn't see what it said before. I always want to know what the trolleys are saying. Habit from being a mod. Yep. The only real stalker card I've ever had is Empress. I've had a few stalker cards. 3 of Swords, Tower. Most 3 Swords more so, I think, but the Walking Away card was 7. Is it 7 of Cups? 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords. Fun ones like that. Okay. Yeah, I like it. 4 of Pentacles. Oh, I like how he's, over his den. And he's holding on to the one really well. And he's guarding the others really well too. Like, you're not, obviously, nobody's gonna get past a dragon. I wonder if this is 4 of Coins is a perfect dragon card. But, there's like positive, so much you get a negative connotation. So I'm wondering if there's a little bit more of the positive in this one, because it just doesn't look as negative. Will I get above a 94%? You asked me that before, and I don't know if it's spam or what, because it makes no sense. And you just ask it multiple times. So not only do I have a stalker card, I got a weird stalker spammer. I was stalked by an oracle card owl that said, "See the truth." Whoa. Wow. Jeshan Sidhu was on a different one of my ones and kept asking, "Will I get above 94% with the same, all the little things?" So just as I mentioned the BAM hammer, and the spammers, I gotta stop mentioning anything. Four of Pentacles. Right. The Five of Pentacles. This is the one that follows me around a lot too. This is interesting. It doesn't. It seems a lot more helpful. I don't know. It's not as depressing as normal. Desecration. Well, that doesn't sound good. Is the watchword of the Five of Pentacles through a skeletal forest. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, it is. It didn't look so much like it was, but it is. Yeah, it's all burned out. I don't know why I couldn't really notice that. It's really interesting. And this is another one. Like, some of these are really Rider-Waite-Smith, and some of them are really different. And the ones that are really different, the ones that are the same will give you that comfort and ease, because they're not all different. But then the different ones will kind of give you more to dig into and think about. Six of Pentacles. I think it's a really good balance. This one I honestly don't get from this. I don't really get it. Don't have an issue with it, but I'm getting tireder too. So, okay, the fish. So it's like he brought the fish for the bears. Interesting. I feel like maybe it's not just a gift though. I feel kind of like, oh, what do the bears owe him now? Don't know. Could be wrong. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles. Oh God, I love it. I love it. I love the way the dragon's wrapped around the tree like that. Jeez. Yeah. It gives me Garden of Eden. And this gives me Time Machine. A little dystopian. It's not supposed to be that way, but it gives me Time Machine. Eight of Pentacles. This is cool. He is so cool. Wait, am I on 8? I flipped to 9. Look at his face. It's cool. Yeah, good. Yeah, good expressions on these. The Seven of Pentacles. Oh, the 7 is like, well, it can be a couple of different things. It can be resting, like after working. It can be taking stock of how far you've come, what you've accomplished. It can be being frustrated. It can just be a pause in work. This says if you're expecting your labors to provide instant gratification, you will be sorely disappointed. Be patient, catch your breath. It is a privilege to look back, to mark your progress, and marvel at all you've accomplished. Hard work and diligence pay off in their season. Fruit that ripens on the tree is always sweeter than that picked green and left in the window ledge to turn. Don't rush things, let nature take her course. Harvest time is near, and it will come just rewards. So just kind of remember the 7, you're really getting close to the 10. You're not done yet, but you're like tired. You've been working because Pentacles being work. You've been working all the way down, and now you're like, am I done yet? It could be like the Are We There Yet card. You're welcome. 8 of Pentacles. I have a hard time with certain cards too. But this is a 9, so. Oh yeah, duh. We looked at it and then I flipped it. Forgot that happened. I am getting tired. 9 of Pentacles. So this is the independent woman card, normally. And the way I've heard is like 9 is completion and 10 is like over. So 9 is like you got everything, and then 10 is now you have everything and enough to share. Because the 9s usually will have one figure on them or one, person in the Rider-Waite-Smith. And then 10 is a lot of times more. The 10 of Wands only has the 1, and the 10 of Swords only has the 1. Notice another thing too is, for me, the Wands can be positive or negative. It can be like, you've been carrying your load, but you're home now, so you can put it down. Or it can be, that you're exhausted and overburdened and whatever. But the 2 masculine cards don't go well with the 10. The 10 doesn't go well for the masculine cards. But for the feminine cards, the 10 is fantastic. So for the nurturing cards, the 10 is fantastic because you got your money, you got your inheritance. I love the 10 of. I had a hard time in the beginning with the 10 of Pentacles because I was working with the deck I was working with, which I adore, but it doesn't work too well for the 10 of Pentacles. But the Wild Unknown, like my soul deck. But yeah, the 10 of Pentacles was a learning curve on that. Anyway, we're on 9, so our independent card. Yeah, and 10 is also like could be like your achievement or whatever. You've reached the harvest. You've been working all year and now it's time to harvest. And then 10 is like when you take that harvest home and cook dinner and feed it to your family. Yeah, using the harvest, right. So 9. Now, later on, I'll have to think, how does that relate to the Wands and the Swords? Well, I guess for the Swords, what you're harvesting isn't that great because the 9s or the Swords are pretty, they're a pretty rough suit. 10 of Pentacles. I love the 10 because to me the 10 is there a tree? No tree? Darn it. To me the 10 it's like heritage. Like they usually show like family and wealth and whatever, but to me it's like it's your ancestors and your legacy. So it goes all the way, both both directions. That's what I love about the 10. And whereas with the 10 of Cups, it's just like more here and now. It's like everything here and now. And then this is forward and back. Live by the sword, die by the sword, right? Page of Pentacles. He's cute. He's like tapping it. Like, what is this? What is this? It looks like there's a bat right there. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? You know, with all the bats. This is cool. There's like these, it looks like stone steps. It could just be a mountain with clouds. I'm working with my tarot journal while listening. This is the project with the graph paper and rubber cement. It sounds very in-depth. That's a Chinese symbol of wealth. Dude, I did not know that. I just thought they were a Chinese symbol of Scooby-Doo. And the sun is like really bright. They coming through. So that's cool. That's cool, baby. That's cool. Rocking and rolling and whatnot. What's wrong with me, baby? What's wrong with you? Knight of Pentacles. Now we have a buck and a doe. Or, doe and a stag. Or maybe it's, I don't know. We got two. I'm good. Yeah, Grease. me and my best friend, it's her favorite movie, and we always say that whenever someone says that's cool, like it just comes in our head. It's like, that's cool, baby, that's cool. Rocking and rolling and whatnot. I do not know. Maybe you should try the Yellow Pages. You're a fake and a phony, and I wish I'd never laid eyes on you. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. This is like awesome. So this has night energy because he's like holding that like a shield, and the lights the rays are just shining down off of it. So that's cool. I like that. That's cool, baby. So you keep using that word. I don't think that word means what you think it means. Or I do not think it means what you think it means. I just saw that because it was going off of it was expiring on Hulu, but it's my name is Inigo Montoya, who killed my father and I prepared to die. And I saw it was Ingo, and I was watching it, and they kept saying I sounded like Indigo, so I had to look it up, and I was like, all this time I thought it was Ingo, and it's like Inigo or something. But so it went off Hulu. I think it expired on Hulu, or it's expiring soon. But you can watch it on YouTube for free with ads. So you can, Inigo, yeah. I was like, I thought it was Ingo. Close. I just missed that little letter, little I. Yeah, so you can just pop it up on your TV if you got a smart TV or whatever and watch it through YouTube if you want to. I also like Grease too. I know a lot of people hate it, but I love it. Many but think I heard that he was kind of an asshole. And then you said he complained about everyone wanting to do it. Yeah, I heard some like really negative things about him, which I was kind of bummed about. I was bummed. He plays he plays a bad guy in Elmo and Grouchland. Yeah, Journey has Elmo and Grouchland somewhere, and he plays the bad guy in that. It's pretty funny. It's crazy. Vanessa. Oh, shoot. You know, Black Miss America became an actress. Williams. Vanessa Williams is also in Elmo and Grouchland. It's crazy. It's trippy. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Oh, right. I do Broadway, and everyone wants me to say Prepare to Die. Well, Andrew must be busy with his graphs. But, I mean, it doesn't explain. I just heard, yeah. I've heard bad things about him just in general. Queen, I don't remember what they were. Just, apparently he's not an incredibly pleasant person. Oh, good. You got it glued together. What are you making? Something in your tarot journal. Are you going to show us on your video? I'm at 14% on my phone. Let's move this forward. Queen of Pentacles. We got more bunnies. Could be hairs because I got really long ears. Love. Accidentally what? I don't remember what. I don't know what I said. Well, you know, I love the bunnies. Queen of Pentacles. She just got her eggs. So that's cool. Oh, accidentally glued the page. Oh. Oh, I thought you meant that's what you wanted to do. You're probably the one that's right, Maruda. Did you glue it together in a good way or a bad way, Andrew? Because we are divided on how we interpreted that information. Oh, okay, good. This is good. Sire of Pentacles. All right. Yeah, that's cool. And you might notice I like things that just wrap around and spirally things. And he's got his little junior down there. I love the idea of sire. The well-known tarot has mother, father, son, daughter for the courts. So, the father, but I like the idea of sire. Like, that kind of just takes it up a notch. It's a good way to understand because you have a really hard time, especially with like the, gender related things because we don't accept gender roles in that way so much. So it's hard to get your head around it sometimes. Oh, now we're on to swords. Yes. We're going to fly through these, she lied. This is like if I were a person who was afraid of tarot and dragons, I'd say this is demonic. It's got that kind of a look. Ace of Swords. Yeah, pretty cool. And we got this towery thing in the background too. I think it's a mountain. Right, and I think the pages are feminine, even though they're often depicted as boys. But they tend to be, what is it called? They're boys, but they're androgynous, sort of. No one really messes with the queen, though. I know, right? Don't mess with the queen. Two of Swords. I'm loving this moon. I don't know if I'm loving this card. And I don't like the swords like that. I like them crossed. Yeah, androgynous. After I stuttered and stumbled for a minute, it came to me. I like the family in the Wild Unknown. I like the family system instead of the court system. Oh no, it's just a preference. Here's my card, Three of Swords. Turn the page. Turn the page. That's some, God, he's from Michigan. You know, he sings Night Moves. That guy. I just saw something about him earlier today, and I can't remember his name. So this is cool because we have the three swords. They're at the angles just like they normally are. They're poking into the lava of the volcano, but then the heart is in his hand and it's dripping blood. So that's like, it's harsh, right? I like it that way. I also really like to study the Thoth, and because Crowley has some really interesting things to say about the three that, like, I don't know. I don't remember what they are anymore, but he does. And in the Tarot de Marseille, can't say it, because it doesn't, depict, Bob Seger, exactly. Thank you. I like to study them all and kind of enmesh them together. But I like this harsh card, as it should be. I even have thought about possibly getting a more traditional Three of Swords tattoo. I think that, yeah, it's fitting for me. I actually had that in my very first ever tarot reading that I received. I got a Three of Swords and remembered it, of course, forever. Four of Swords resting, so that's a good depiction. I like it. I like how the swords are horizontal. Like, it always seems threatening when it's not supposed to be, when they're vertical above the body. I mean, if it's done right, where you can see they're hanging on the wall and like there's dimension, you can see that the tombstone is away from the wall and they're not, pointing down at the person or the whoever figure. Five of Swords. I guess I'll have to come on maybe tomorrow or some other time to do the Martian Oracle and blame Icarus, I think his name is. Five of Swords. Oh, yeah. Interesting. So you don't... Okay. All right. Because he's floating... Oh, yeah. He's got that shitty look on his face. It's great. And he's head bowed and his horse is running away. And yeah. He's looking all cocky. Yeah. I don't feel like he's going to kill him. I feel like he's going to, want him to live on in shame. Run, puny human. After I make you soil yourself. Oh, really? So, Five of Swords is kind of about like winners and losers, but it's like, what is it I think about? It's like winning the battle but losing the war, or kind of being a sore winner, or like you made your plan but you went too far and you alienated the other person, kind of. It doesn't have to be that. That's just kind of one way that I interpret it. What did Andrew say? Andrew said, I want to go back to Crowley's Three Swords now. So in Crowley's, I was watching a video thing and it said like the way we. So some people will say it's like dark and murky and stormy and cloudy, and then other people will say that the ripply things that it's the womb, which I think is incredible for Three of Swords. Totally. I mean, I've been working on the Three of Swords lately, and it's so. Yeah. Because, okay, so I was using a different deck, and the Three of Swords was really like sinister looking. It's the Cosmic Tarot, by the way, if you have that. It's very dark and sinister looking. So I was looking up stuff about it online, and it was like, what did somebody say? Oh, they were talking about like the numerology and whatnot, and they were like, I don't know, I can't figure out what, threes are like creativity and fertility and what's what's it called, like giving birth or whatever, like fertility and what else. They just couldn't figure out what that had to do with pain and sorrow or pain or whatever. And I was like, I just read the comment and it like the way it was the question was written, I was like, well, duh. You've never given birth. Giving birth is painful. Creating only monsters. Yeah, that Crowley is a really fascinating individual. I know it's supposed to be Crowley, but I say Crowley a lot from habit. And Crowley is also on Supernatural, so. Yeah, so I'm thinking about the Three of Swords as like the harsh mother now, but like, think about it, like, if it's the womb, yeah, you like Supernatural. I knew that. I know she likes Supernatural. Of course she does. We are soulmates. We are soulmates. Do you like Castiel? Here's the test. It gets deeper than that. Anyway. Yeah, so the Three Swords, I was thinking about labor, and also I was thinking about like, the inversion of the dark and the light, because we think of dark as bad and light as good. But like in the womb, dark is good, it's safe. And also, there's a lot. And do you like Castiel and Dean? And to what extent? So, either I'll have you or I'll alienate you with that one. Right, in nightmares about being in the hospital, that will dark yee. Wow. So, with the inversion of the concept of dark being bad, and also like I read this whole thing on YouTube about soil, which is black, dark soil, and in other cultures, associations with black as good and positive and life-giving, right? So like you're in the womb and it's safe and it's warm and it's cushy and you don't have to do anything except for float around. And then all of a sudden, you're being pushed out. You're being expelled. You're being rejected by your only home that you've ever known. You're just violently being shoved right out into the light, which is horrible, right? Bright lights in your eyes. The air is cold and dry, and you scream, and it would feel at that moment like it wouldn't feel like a loving thing. It would feel like, why is this happening to me? But you can't stay in there. Like, as nice as it is in there, if you were to stay in there any longer, you would die. There's just not room anymore for you. You kill your home, you kill your mother. There's not room in there. So it's like tough love, or it's like birds kicking the babies out of the nest, but like up another notch, like it's that, like, it's the dark mother. You may have done it in a past life. Oh yeah, maybe you have done it in a past life. Dean is the hottest. Oh yeah, guess what? I have a friend whose brother reminds me of Dean, and he's hot too. He's not quite as hot as Jensen, but he sounds like him. He talks like that. I was watching episode one time, and I was like, whoa. I found the scene, I put it on, I made her watch it, and she's like, that sounds like Matt. I'm like, I know. Okay. Oops, I've said too much. Anyway. A woman accused of witchcraft was crushed to death under a board with rock. Yes, they used to crush people. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I can't, like, excuse me. I can, like, watch horror movies. Not all of them, but some of them. The problem is not watching them. The problem is that nothing ever leaves for me. So, like, the problem is whether that content is going to live in my subconscious forever or not. Like, yeah, some stuff doesn't belong in there. No. Yeah, it can't be that pleasant being born, honestly. Like, I mean, we know it's not pleasant from mom's point of view, but for baby, it's like first trauma. It's like, what's good for you is not always what's nice for you. Six of Swords. Wow. I don't feel like I like this one. I don't know. It just doesn't give me. I like the water and the sky. I don't like the empty boat. I wish they would have. I mean, it would have been okay if they just went a different way with it or something. I just don't like the empty boat. Oh my goodness. Yeah, doctors are awful. The last time I was in labor, I had a woman the whole time who was a midwife practitioner, like at a practice, And the whole time, I only ever saw her. So then I go into labor, and this dude comes in who I guess works with her and was saying, just trying to get me to do a C-section because my labor was like 12 hours or something. And he's just like, well, you could just continue to go through labor and then end up having to have a C-section anyway. Like, why do you want to go through all that pain for nothing? Like, I was just like, ugh. And obviously I was like, can I see my doctor? Is my doctor around? So she comes in, and I was like, just the way he was talking, like, it was kind of double. Like, he was kind of saying, you don't have to, but it's like, you should or whatever. So I was like, can I wait? And she's like, yeah, of course you can. I'm like, well, then that's what I want to do. And then I went into labor like right after that. I swear, I think the stress pushed me into it.